So instead of taking their turbo cars, they just run. And they're running fast.
And they're doing flips over trees, just like Sonic would.
Yes.
Parkour.
And you like Sonic, right?
Not really. I was never really a big fan of Sonic growing up.
Thank God.
That's the biggest.
That's the difference between her and a Christian.
Well, yeah, you know what, Riley? That's the only
That's
difference.
the only
between
difference between her and Christian.
Other than that, same person as far as I'm concerned.
It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Hey, Tony. Are you going on a trip?
Yes, I'm going to Germany.
What for?
Well, I wanted to rewatch the Wishmaster 2 episode I did with Kieran, but since it got a copyright claim on YouTube, it's only available in Germany. So now I have to travel there to watch it. I wish there was a better way.
There is. Use Surfshark VPN. All you have to do is fire up the app and switch your location to Germany. Then click on the video and voila! You can watch Tony and Kieran talk about a direct-to-video movie about a killer genie all day long!
That is literally the only thing I want out of life.
Say I still wanted to go to Germany for Oktoberfest or something. Will Surfshark VPN keep my data secure?
Oh yeah! It will keep you safe and private by masking what you do online. Surfshark makes sure to encrypt all your data and keep it safe from prying eyes.
Wow, I can't believe it! Where can I get Surfshark VPN?
Go to the link in the description and enter promo code HACKTHEMOVIES for 83% off and 4 extra months for free.
4 extra months free?
4 extra months free!
Oh good, you guys are back.
We are.
That means it must be morphing time.
Yeah.
I put a G in there, I'm sorry. That means it must be morphin time.
Absolutely.
Yeah!
I'm sure we'll morph any time now.
So I'm so glad you guys came back to talk more about Power Rangers with me after we had, I think, the most cohesive, in-depth review of the first Mighty Morphin.
I'm the Clayton Fiore of Power Rangers. I think everybody knows that.
Fioriti.
I can't pronounce Italian names, Tony. You know this.
That's offensive. That's offensive. You're probably excited to
Power
see.
Rangers are not Italian, Tony.
Whoa.
They're Japanese American.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, let's come back. Let's do Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Now, a little different than the first movie.
Yeah.
This one went direct to video.
You can tell immediately.
Yeah. And this one is in continuity with the series, whereas the first one was not.
Because this sets up the shift from Zeo to Turbo.
Yes, this bridges the Turbo Zeo, whatchamacallit. It's kind of like the X-Files movie, how that bridged the 2 seasons. We just did the Transformers, the movie review.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for those of you on YouTube, it glitched when we tried to cut something out that Hasbro claimed, and now most of the video is just me holding a copy of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just a still image.
That's good.
Thanks, YouTube.
The
Thanks.
review got much better. Thanks, YouTube.
Some people thought it was a bit. They thought it was like an Andy Kaufman style bit. And they're like, that's really funny. I'm like, no, it's a horrible mistake.
Right, it's only a bit in the Hill House video.
Yeah.
That one's the bit.
Of course, this episode is coming way later after the fact, so hopefully the audience knows. But in case you don't, in case you're only watching the reviews meant for movies meant for children, I just want to let you know that's why the Transformers one was glitched. Yeah, so Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
It's my favorite movie that exists of the Power Rangers.
It is the only one you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I want to make everyone. I want to let everyone know, and also to plug my own Patreon, that Mint Salad did watch the movie this time. We just watched the movie, and we have a commentary track for said movie.
It's a great commentary track.
Yes. Now, will she remember anything from the movie? It remains to be seen, but she did watch the film. I watched her watch the film.
But did you watch the film, or were you watching me watch the film?
Oh, God, you're right. Oh, no.
I didn't watch the movie. I was here, but I was watching Tony watch Mint.
Yeah. So we had to keep everyone in check. So I remember when this came out, I had gotten out of Power Rangers at this point. I think I watched a little bit of Zeo. Again, I would dip in occasionally if it was just on TV. So I saw some of In Space, which is after this, but at this period, I am not watching regularly.
When I was watching Power Rangers, I watched Zeo and Turbo out of order, which I found out today. I found that out today.
Yeah, so I actually remembered some of this. The first time I saw it was what I was telling you guys was in a Burger King.
Yep.
They just had a TV on in a Burger King or some other fast food place. My mind is remembering Burger King, but it might have been something else. And they just had this playing. And then I eventually saw it at some point. Maybe I rented it. Maybe a friend had it on. But I definitely saw the movie enough to remember some things from it. But not a lot. A lot of this movie, I forgot. I forgot most of it. What was your first experience seeing this film?
Have I seen this film before today?
I imagine
I bought a DVD set that had both of the first 2 Power Ranger movies on it. Okay. And I watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers a bunch. Yeah. And I like never really cared about the other one because it was really obviously being sold as like a bonus disc in this Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Yeah. So I watched it once or twice 4 years ago. I did not remember a lot of it. I only remembered the wizard. So I just remembered him being
horrifying thing in the movie.
I thought he looked more like a gremlin, so he looked less horrifying than I remembered.
So you did not rent this in 1997?
No. I was doing Blow.
Oh, okay. In 1997? That's shocking. So, Mint, in 1997, did you watch this movie?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
It wasn't
when
in
I
theaters.
Was,
we just mentioned it was direct to video.
I was -3 years old when it came out in the VCR theater.
Your home theater.
So home theater, yeah.
So you have not seen this movie before today?
No.
But were you well versed in the Zeo lore?
I had no idea there was a Zeo movie. I don't actually know.
No, there's
any
no
of the
Zeo
game.
movie. But
there's no what?
Okay. Were you a fan of Power Rangers Turbo?
It's Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Well, the show was called Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the movie's called
confusing.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
It is confusing.
I haven't seen a Power Rangers Turbo. I have not seen that.
Okay.
I should make Mint watch all of the episodes of all of the Power Rangers series.
But then make sure to show the corresponding Sentai series.
Right.
So she knows what came from what. Speaking of that, also on Patreon a while back, me and the Movie Dumpster guys, we covered all of Super Sentai Zyuranger. We did a video on it.
Zyuranger!
Yes. Super Sentai Zyuranger! I've gotta love that show. We reviewed it as we were unboxing Megazord toys. So go back and watch that on Patreon. We had a lot of fun revisiting that series. You gotta watch that series. It's so cool to see like where the Power Rangers footage comes from. And then you have like, when you see it in the proper context, you're like, oh, this makes way more sense. But yeah, let's talk about this tape here. It's the name of the show. Okay.
Exciting.
Well, they clearly knew what the best part of the movie was on the back there.
It was definitely the most captivating part of the movie for me.
Kevin Thomas of the LA Times says, has lots of energy and a sensational villainess, Divatox.
That's true.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Mint, would you want to read the back of the box?
I would love to.
I would love you to read the back of the box.
All right.
Riley, this is a good idea, right?
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
All right. It's the Power Rangers to the rescue as they race to save the planet Earth from certain destruction at the hands of a ruthless band of evil space aliens. The evil space alien Divatox plans to unleash the dark forces of Malagor, a powerful, fiery...
Wait. You were able to say Divatox and Malagor, but you had trouble saying rescue. You said Rexcue. But anyway, keep going.
Look, speaking's an arduous process.
Anyway, keep going.
A fiery creature imprisoned inside a volcano on the magical island of Miranithias. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I'll excuse that one.
Okay.
That's a fantasy made-up name. I'm going to excuse that one.
Okay. She can reach the island only by traveling through the dangerous Nemesis Triangle, and for that she needs the special powers of the magician Largo.
Wait, he's a magician?
I thought he was a wizard.
Yeah, the movie they said he was a wizard.
He's the great wizard.
The back of the the great wizard. Not the
not the other one.
There's an opening crawl, and I was like, "What? The what wizard?" I'm like, "Oh, the great wizard." Okay.
This is false advertising. I'm gonna have to sue.
Yeah, I'm calling Haim Saban, and I'm letting him know.
I'm calling Chucky. Leave it. We'll cover both
Chucky
sides.
Levi, yeah.
All right, but Larigo flees to Earth, seeking the only people who can stand against Divatox and her evil plan, the Power Rangers. Along with the new Blue Ranger, their turbo-powered Zords, and the unexpected help of the original Power Rangers, Kimberly and Jason,
They're back.
the Power Rangers set out on their most thrilling and dangerous adventure yet. 1997, approx 85 minutes, color.
You didn't have to read that part, but okay. Okay.
What'd you expect, Tony?
You said read the back of the box.
So,
Would have kept going too if you didn't take it back from where you reading the bottom credits.
so yeah. Like I said, we get the opening crawl with the whole explaining everything. We meet Larigo?
Spelled Larigot.
Yeah. I couldn't tell.
Because Lair forgot his name.
I'll give you that one. He is absolutely horrifying and the scariest thing in the film.
Reminds me of an Ewok, kind of.
No, do not disrespect the Ewoks. This thing is terrifying. This thing looks like the devil made it. I hate this thing.
It's pretty bad.
It's very unsettling.
Needs a haircut.
Yeah, I do not like it, but he's being chased by Divatox's men? What did they call them? Bolt brains, or were they just insulting
Well,
them?
I think Bolt Brain was just an insult.
Okay.
But they, like you mentioned, they look like a Goldar army. Like,
Yeah, they look like they were
would be
made out of
his
Goldars.
putties. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going. So, what happened to Goldar in the lore here?
We don't see him.
No.
He does not get a cameo.
We get a cameo later on,
Of
but I
Goldar?
I don't know what. I don't remember Zeo. What's a Zeo
Okay.
crystal?
Yeah. They're the space rocks.
Okay,
That's it.
so they
Did it.
became the Zeo Rangers.
Yeah.
Who were they fighting during Zeo? Was that still Rita?
This is the Machine Empire.
Machine Empire.
This is who they're fighting
Okay.
during Zeo.
Okay. And they defeated them?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
We're at a point with no conflict, so we get to introduce new
Peace has
conflicted
been
characters.
achieved
Yeah.
in the Power Rangers universe.
Rita and Zed are off in the moon or something. Just, they're done. They're in jail.
Still bothers me they never just went to the moon and killed them. Like, you know they're from the moon.
Yeah.
This is in both versions, by the way. Like in Super Sentai Zoo Ranger, like they know Dora is on the moon. It's like just shoot the moon. Just like it's not that.
Just blow up the moon.
Like literally
says Tony from Hack
take
the Movies.
the Megazord or Daizuzan and go up there and just break her castle and
What
like
would
you're
happen
dead
to
now.
Water?
Huh?
You would destroy all the water on Earth. Crazy waves.
No, not
and-
destroy the moon, just destroy her castle on the moon.
Oh,
anyway.
Oh, okay.
I
So
thought he was gonna like blow up the moon, Tony. That's a little drastic.
cut to the Austin Powers Spy Who Shagged Me clip with the president going, "Would you miss it? Would you miss it?" So I don't know what's it, fucking Gwildor, Larigot. Gwildor's from the Masters of the Universe movie. He teleports away. Yeah, I was getting Gwildor vibes from this guy. He teleports away, and of course he goes to Earth.
That's where everyone ends up
Yes,
for some reason. Why is Earth so popular?
I don't know.
Pick
I
another
don't-
planet.
So there's a karate tournament going on
Yep.
with Tommy and friends.
This is the A plot.
This is the A plot.
They need to save their community center from
or
bankruptcy.
shelter, a community shelter. So they're going to raise the money by doing a karate tournament.
Yep.
While this is happening, there's a little boy on a bus with the pink and yellow ranger, Tanya
Tanya and Catherine.
Catherine. Cat. That's from Cool as Ice. We reviewed Cool as Ice on their channel a while
Gig
back.
Studio, check it out.
I have it over there still. Yeah, so they're all singing "Row, row, row your boat."
Row your boat gently down the stream.
They're singing it all in unison, but I thought the point of "Row, row, row your boat" is one person starts and then a second person starts.
There's a point to row your boat.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's like, so I go like "Row, row, row your boat gently," and then like when I say gently, you start singing. It was in Star Trek V. It was in Star Trek V. They all sing "Row, row, 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 row
And they did
your
it
boat."
correctly because they're smart. They're smarter than a bunch of dumb kids on a bus.
The only time anyone is called Star Trek V smart.
Also, you can tell they're children because they're singing it. and
Because
not
they're singing on a
any
bus.
other song that exists.
They look a little too old to be singing "Row, row, row your
Yeah.
boat." But then again, Star Trek, they were like 60-something
If it was
singing
set
it.
today, they'd be singing Lil Nas X's Montero.
and dabbing. Do kids still dab? Are you guys dabbing all the time?
I still dab. It's still out of touch, though.
No. Do you floss still? Are people still flossing?
No.
No.
What about fidget spinning?
Nope.
No.
I don't know what you kids are doing these
I
days.
think everyone's vaping marijuana.
Vaping, okay.
Everybody
vaping?
of all ages, they're just vaping.
So the youngins are vaping.
Yep.
They're listening to
kids are
little
vaping.
little Nas. Okay.
Yeah, we've gone from Nas to Lil Nas.
Yeah. And I
Not
guess
much has changed, actually.
are they twerking on TikTok? You guys
Yes.
twerking on TikTok? Yeah. Riley twerks on TikTok all day long. Yeah, so they're fighting, and then Rocky. What
So-
did he do to get out of the ring?
So he's fighting his trainer. And
Yeah.
he's like not going hard enough. And so he's like, I should go harder. And then the other guys are like, well, maybe you should go less hard. And then he goes, no, I'm going to go harder.
Yeah.
He runs up. He does a spin kick that throws him out of the ring. He misses the guy, and then his own momentum flips him out of the ring.
Yeah.
He falls to the ground and gets hurt. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
He gets injured.
He kicks himself
A guy,
out of the ring.
a guy who fights monsters every week
Yep.
and like gets thrown around and shot and stabbed and stuff. I assume.
Like, this was too much for him.
But yeah. And my whole thing was, why don't they just send him to? I know it's
Well,
a
why
secret
didn't he
identity.
morph? Right?
I guess he can't morph in front of people, but once
Yeah.
he was in the hospital, I would have like morphed and used the healing thing. But yeah, so we decided like, oh, maybe Zordon can't help him that
Right.
way.
Maybe he can't heal people.
Yeah. Which we find out is not the case. So he's injured. And what are they gonna do?
Oh no.
The karate tournament's coming up.
Wow, it's so important.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Wow.
He's injured.
Wow.
Can you believe it? He's injured. Wow.
Wow.
I really like Divatox's fish submarine.
Oh yeah, that was a cool design. It was like very steampunky for sure.
Yes, you
It
guys
was
like
the best big metal transport design in this movie.
in
I
this
didn't
movie.
like the other ones.
Oh yeah. Not my favorite underwater submarine. My favorite is Batman the movie, where it's a giant penguin submarine. It's hard to top that one. What do you like more, fish or penguins?
I think I like penguins a little bit more.
Yes. Okay. So we get introduced to Divatox.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Very she's very eccentric, I'd say. And
Yes.
she also has a very fun personality. She has two fun personalities.
Oh yes. What meant? Because we don't want to seem
Right.
misogynist.
I wasn't looking at the scene she was
Yeah.
in because I didn't want to
I
offend anyone.
was so engrossed in the story. I didn't like take note of everything. Could you describe her wardrobe and how?
Well, she had. Is it on the back of the box? Yeah. So she had like this wardrobe and like her cleavage was showing. So it's just like that. And
Yeah.
then like her fishnet top.
Yeah, she had a fishnet like corset on.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And then like some like skirt thing, but it like only like went down to like her mid thigh. And then she wore these like long boots that came up to like the middle of the calf. And it was a great outfit. I wanted to cosplay it. as her.
It is a good outfit. Like I said, I didn't really watch a lot of Turbo growing up, but like when it was on, I'm like, oh, well, I like that Divatox.
a lot more subdued in the show. than
Yeah,
the movie.
if you look up pictures of her in the show, they clearly covered her up a
They
little.
got a little
bit more.
backlash for that one, probably.
Maybe. I mean,
Too
still
many dads buying too
Still-
many kids this movie.
still pretty hot, but not as hot as the movie version. She's the best part of this movie.
I agree. For sure.
Much like Ivan Ooze in the last one, they kind of know what movie they're in, and they're just like, it doesn't matter. Just
Kind
gonna
of like
have a
when
lot
we
of
were
fun.
on Talking About Tapes.
Huh?
Like when we were on Talking About Tapes.
Yeah.
We're just having fun, Tony.
Yeah, we were having a lot of fun in that episode. And the audience had a lot of fun with that.
It was great reception.
And you know what? We're filming this ahead of time, and it's coming out later, but I'm
That's what you said last time.
Yeah. Well, oh God, yeah. So the Power Rangers episode wasn't supposed to come out when it did. Like, it was supposed to be like, oh, we'll save this just in case. And then something happened. They're like, we need an episode. I'm like, well, here's the Power Rangers episode. And I unleashed it on the unwitting masses.
Good arc.
So anyway, we're filming this ahead of time, but this comes out after the Ghostbusters episode, which I'm sure you did a great job in. I'm sure the fans really loved it, and that's why they came back to this. This is going to be our most watched episode. Anyway, Divatox is great. What's the actress's name? Is she Nakia Burris?
Yes.
Sure. Whatever her name is. She's
that's
awesome in this. She has henchmen. One of them is Elgar, and he looks disturbing.
He sounds disturbing too. He's speaking Italian.
He speaks Italian.
Crazy.
At a later scene, he's like,
Arrivederci.
Turkey! And I'm like, in the Star Trek 6 review, I asked, like, what are the space Italians? And I guess I found them. It's whatever the fuck this guy is.
This guy's species.
But then Rygog looks awesome.
Yeah.
He looks like a
Rygog's cool.
Warhammer character. He's fucking cool.
He should have been in it more.
Yeah, he really should have.
I think he probably had too bulky of a costume. It was like impractical to have him around.
When we get to the island, we'll mention
Yeah.
like the one scene where we're like, all right, I don't know what they're doing here. What did you think of Rygog?
He's the one with like the big circular thing on
Yeah.
the back of his. Reminded me of like a turtle, but I liked his design a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't really like how in the beginning they're like bickering and like, oh, you did this, no you and this, no.
You messed up. No, you messed up.
It's like, stop bickering. You guys are professionals. Like, chill out.
I mean, they're space pirates.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
But they're professional
Professionals.
space pirates.
That's kind of the thing with Power Rangers. It's usually just them
Right.
bickering and whatnot and fighting.
It's why they always lose.
Yeah,
The bickering.
that's true. That is why they lose, and also the power of friendship.
The Psycho Rangers defeat the Power Rangers and Power Rangers in Space because they're not bickering, because they don't listen to like their creator anymore, Astronema, and they just work together as a team to just beat up all the Power Rangers.
So the power of teamwork also works when you're
Against
evil.
the Power Rangers, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh, and Divatox has like a fish, snake, alligator thing. She calls Ely,
Yeah.
and it's like her best friend, I guess. She's like real into the eel, and I was like, at first I'm like, oh, she must make this a giant monster at some point.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be cool though.
Weird payoff. The wizard, he lands in Africa in a tree, and two puppet birds attack him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he
then
just falls out.
He falls down and hangs out with a bunch of monkeys for the rest of the
No,
thing.
apes, chimpanzees.
Gorillas. Sure.
They're chimpanzee.
Whatever
a
they are,
gorilla?
orangutans.
What's
I
the
get it.
difference?
It's not an orangutan.
I get it. It's a monkey.
They're all the same, Tony.
Gorillas are bigger, okay? They're darker colored.
They could be baby gorillas. You wouldn't know that.
No, because they're.
Yeah, what are you, some Tarzan expert, Tony?
I took an anthropology course in college, so I know this.
You know the chimpanzees are the closest to humans, DNA-wise?
Yeah, I told you that, you asshole. Them and bonobos. I forget which one's closer. I think it's chimpanzees are closer. Anyway. Zordon looks terrible.
Yeah.
The effect, like, somehow has gotten worse.
They stopped animating it. Like, it's like one of those
It
photo
does look like a
filters
still
where it's kind
image.
of wobbling
Yeah.
to, like, pretend it's animated.
Yeah.
His mouth doesn't move. He's not, like...
Yeah, it's just like
just
this
like-
wavy effect. Alpha 5 has a redesign.
Yeah.
Did he look like that in Zeo?
I don't remember.
Or is this like the last movie where they just gave him like a cooler outfit?
Right. It's probably that.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, Larago is on Earth. We have to help him. Let's get the Power Rangers, even though like Zordon could just teleport people
Right.
all the
Also,
time.
So they give him these, like, power packs, right? That,
Well, but not yet. First,
Oh.
he's got to get the Power Rangers.
Right.
So they're visiting Rocky, and the little kid Justin.
This is the worst scene in the movie.
Yeah, Justin is sneaking into Rocky's room. Are they related?
For some reason,
they
no.
friends?
Not that I can tell.
Why was he even at the hospital?
Maybe they're friends because, like, his dad used to have a dojo, and maybe Rocky would have been at the dojo.
I guess.
That's
what-
my...
For whatever
drawing
reason, he is
connections.
in there.
Yeah.
And then he hears the other kids coming, and then he hides under the bed, although I don't think he would have
As
got...
kids do.
Yeah, like, why didn't he just go, oh, hey, guys. Like,
Hey,
why
guys,
was his
I'm really
first
sad.
thought, like, I'm not allowed to be here. Hide. That's sketchy.
Man, do you just hide under beds when random people enter rooms?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a thing that happens when you're a person. You just hide under the bed. Oh, I don't want to talk to these people. I'm just gonna slip under there and then eavesdrop, because I'm a good person.
Yes, that is what normal people do, Riley.
People with the character of a Power Ranger, they eavesdrop on people.
Yeah. We all agree that that's a normal thing that we've all done and very relatable, right?
Yeah, I hide under the bed often.
Yeah, I hide under the bed like every time someone comes over the house. I'm like, do I know that person? I gotta hide under the bed. It's very relatable. It's a very normal thing, man.
You're normal and valid.
Yeah.
You're valid.
So he's hiding. And they just go in, they're like, Rocky, what about the shelter? Also, we're the Power Rangers. We gotta go help a wizard. And then they get teleported. And then the kid just comes out from under the bed. And Rocky's like, oh shit, did you hear all that? And he's like, you're the Power Rangers. And then you kind of forget the kid exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the part where Zordon's like, all right, here's your power packs.
Power packs. I was trying to look it up during the commentary, and I didn't find anything about the power packs. Like,
do you remember what the power packs, the purpose they served?
It was only really to teleport them to Africa. Or
it wasn't.
Or it wasn't. It was just what it was used. They never really explained it. Like, oh, here, you can teleport right to Largo.
Yeah.
When they're on this,
and there's
like,
stuff in the power packs.
Right, when they're on this adventure quest, like every time they need something, they just hit a button and the power pack gives it to them.
Yeah, can I get some water? But they can't hit their own buttons. They have to hit each other's buttons.
Not to mention, like, the power packs, like, Zordon's like, yo, this will take you right to him. And then they have to, like, land in Africa and find him via, like, some, like, GPS tracking system. It's like, this is not what you promised.
Yeah. No, it's stupid. But yeah, so Divatox and her pirates, they want to go to Earth. So the as you said there in the description, she wants to marry Malagor, but she needs the wizard to help them into the Nemesis Triangle.
Yeah.
Not the Bermuda Triangle.
No.
That's copywritten.
The Nemesis Triangle, and so she can give him 2 sacrifices and then resurrect him and marry him. And then have all the riches in the universe, I guess.
Yeah, all of his power will be hers.
Yeah.
Like Bezos, his wife.
While this is happening, we find out that Bulk and Skull are security guards for a stadium. Who's the third guy? It seemed like that.
He's just their boss, right?
Yeah, but he also seemed a little wacky. I'm like, did they add a third to Bulk and Skull? He's not in the rest of the movie.
No.
They act like they have like a thing.
Speaking of incredibly professional work behavior, they do spray him with mustard as a gag.
They have a whole gag where he can't get the mustard out.
Skull's like, can I wipe your face? He just like wipes the mustard off his face and bites the bun.
And then he asks Bulk if he has a napkin, and he's like, I do. And then he walks away. And it's like, oh, okay.
Glad they weren't fired for that.
Yeah, and that's at a baseball stadium for some reason. Later on that night, they see Divatox coming to Earth in her submarine that can fly.
Spaceship.
It's important to remember that it can fly. It can go to space, because there's a thing later on where something happens and it's like, well, you can fly. They abduct Bulk and Skull because they're going to be the sacrifices, I guess. That's the first 2 fucking people they found. And then back in Africa, it went from daytime to nighttime on Earth, but it was constantly daytime on Africa.
Different time zones.
Yeah, silly.
Okay, got it.
Silly Tony over here.
An anaconda crawls on Catherine's shoulder, and Tommy is like, "Oh, be quiet!" And he like saves her, and then he gets into a fight with the snake, and then she falls, and it's like, why didn't you guys just morph?
That's a good question for this movie. Why didn't you just morph?
I would have been like, "Hey, Catherine, morph in time."
They didn't want to reveal the costumes until later.
Why can he fight? Like, why can he fight her and she can't just fight it?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, they fight monsters all the time out of their suits.
She can't hit the snake in the head?
Yeah, wait, yeah, why did he have to protect her? They fight monsters every week. That's usually how, from what I remember, like they fight the putties first out of
Right.
costume, and then they get into
Because
costume.
the putties always attack while they're like at the mall or skateboarding
Yeah.
or something random, and then
Yeah, like they could have totally beaten that anaconda, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
But instead, he's struggling with it, and then she's holding onto a branch, and it breaks, and then she morphs into the Zeo.
Yeah. Well, no, she tries to morph, and as
Yeah.
she's morphing, her wristband hits a branch and rips off, and then is like in the air. So they do this really bad falling scene for just a second where she's like falling and grabs it, and there's like a green screen behind her, and she puts it back on.
Yeah.
Then she starts to morph.
But I love that it's a still image over
Yeah.
her, because they clearly
It's
didn't
like-
do anything with the Zeo costume, so they put the Zeo costume on her, but then it hits the water, and then it just stops.
Undoes it, right? It's like a progress bar, and then your export fails.
Yes. So, is it because it hit the water as it was mid-morph?
Right.
It's not waterproof.
Are they not waterproof?
Yeah, okay.
Come on,
Zordon.
Zordon.
Zordon, what the fuck? You waterproof your shit, okay? You can teleport people, you can make all these robots and stuff. You couldn't waterproof the goddamn morphing thing.
Maybe the morphing grid itself just doesn't like water.
So yeah, they get caught in some rapids, and I love when Tommy, he's like, hold on, he grabs her and he hits like a button, and then it gives them a life jacket, but it's clearly the life jacket was just off screen. He's like, hold on, beep, and then grabbed it from like a PA
pulls it.
and then puts it
Yeah.
over. And I'm like, it's good to know that you can't even access your own life jacket.
What a useless pack. Like,
so
why would you have
useless.
this if you can't even do anything with it? Oh, it's just some weight.
It's so terrible.
It's for me to get gains. That's what it's for.
So yeah, Divatox, she sees Bulk and Skull and she like hates them.
She wanted strong humans. Well,
Wow. I could see that. If an alien abducted me and you and they're like, we want the best of humanity, give us our best men, and we showed up, I'm like, oh, no.
they'd be pretty upset.
But yeah, they've like wiped their minds or something, and their hair is now gray.
And also, one speaks in like a Spanish accent, and one speaks in an Italian accent, and one speaks in a German accent.
No, the one's Spanish and the other one's German.
Oh, okay.
You are speaking to us? Who is this? Balkan Skull.
That comes a little later, but yeah, Skull is Spanish because he says later on that his name is Antonio Bandana instead of Banderas,
So, yeah,
and
he's
the other
Okay.
one's and
Spanish.
Bulk is German
Okay.
for some reason. But yeah, she's like, no,
Enjoys
these
it.
guys suck. We need better humans for my betrothed. Betrothed. Mint never heard the word betrothed before.
She was
Means
really shocked.
fiance,
Well, yeah,
basically.
the wizard meets up with Tommy and Kat, and it heals her leg with ET powers.
I'm
Yep.
glad that's explained.
Yeah.
I'm glad
sure
that the wizard has powers.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point he'll go to Rocky and heal
Right.
his spine or whatever, right?
And then we'll have a full team of rangers.
A full team of Rangers.
Good idea.
That doesn't happen. Also, he's best friends with the chimpanzees. Like, they go to teleport. So does the sun hurt him?
Yeah. Like, well,
He keeps like fainting, so I don't.
well, it's okay. So he's in the daylight during this entire time, but he's like under some foliage, and like some of the sun goes through, and he can actually like see it while he's like walking through like the vegetation. Like there are some sunbeams on the mask itself. He's like not reacting to it, and it's only when he looks up and like it shows the sky and like the sun. He's like, "Ooh, no, I'm dying." And I don't know. Is he allergic to the sun or not? I don't know.
I just think he probably can't sweat,
Yeah.
so he's
Well, allergic to the sun.
stroking.
That reminds me of the movie The Others, which we reviewed a while back. Go back and check that episode. That episode is not glitched. You can actually watch that episode. Cole Kidman has two kids who can't be in daylight in that movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you know. I'm sure you watched the episode.
I
You guys
definitely
watched
have.
every episode multiple times.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you. Scuba divers get kidnapped by Divatox.
Yes.
And also we find out that the wizard has a wife and a dead baby.
The baby's not moving.
The baby is meant to be alive in the
Alive,
story,
but-
but the puppet they have, like in this wide shot, it's just like
Yeah.
dead. I'm like, oh no,
Nobody
it's
thought to move the baby's eyes for this scene or something.
like the baby in American Sniper. Did you ever see that scene?
No.
They couldn't get a baby actor that day,
Okay.
so they just
used
did like a
doll.
doll. and it's like the most obvious doll you'll ever see in like a big budget major Clint Eastwood movie. You're like, what the fuck? What is this? It's the only scene of that movie I've ever seen. I've never actually watched American Sniper, but I watched that scene like a million times.
Probably better than the Twilight Baby, where it was all CG.
Oh God.
That was scary.
Ew.
So back at the base, which is still the Jewish University Museum place from the previous ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At least externally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They put fucking Laragot. I almost said Gwildor again. They put Laragot in a healing thing.
Yep.
It's like,
Start scanning him to heal his brain and stuff.
It's like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if anyone else in this universe needs some healing.
Did Zordon even ask about Rocky? Like, does he even care? Does he even know?
That's right.
There are 4 of you.
I don't know if he ever went like, by the way, how is Rocky? Oh, he probably knows. He used the viewing globe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's fine. I don't need to heal him. He'll be fine.
But they use the viewing globe to talk to Zordon. I mean, no, talk to Divatox, and she just knows that Zordon is viewing her.
Yeah, she's like, I know you're listening now, Zordon.
Yeah. So she threatens them, like, I have these people hostage. You're going to do what I say. I need the key to the not Devil's Triangle, the Nemesis Triangle.
I like to think she was just sitting there saying that over and over and over again until he was listening in.
Zordon, I know you're listening. Zordon.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain, but like over and over again, making the speech.
But this is when she reveals that the scuba divers are Jason and Kimberly, which the back of the box already
How convenient.
spoiled. It is very convenient.
Oh my god.
That Jason.
I can't believe it.
So Kimberly, like, with Jason?
No,
she was with Tommy.
She should be with Tommy. But
I mean,
Jason
she could be
was
with whoever
always-
she wants to be with, Riley. You don't have to. She should be with Tommy.
Jason's very insecure.
Are you gonna save
about
Ki-
Tommy
are you
and
gonna
Kimberly.
save Kimberly?
I am. Amy Jo Johnson
Jason saved Kimberly from the evil Tommy.
from Evil Tommy. Yeah.
Oh.
Look, it gets into it later, but Jason's very insecure about Tommy, and
Yeah.
I think that teaming Kimberly and Jason up like that is
Yeah.
supposed to like go towards that probably,
I guess.
because maybe Jason wants to be with Kimberly.
Yeah. So they're just hanging out.
Yeah,
The scuba diving.
he has
They-
earrings now.
Yes, he does. And he gets kidnapped by Divatox,
Yep.
so he's now part of this. I wonder why they brought both of them back. Because I don't think they're in Turbo, like the show.
Well, I think Jason is like a ranger again.
He
Rocky's
eventually becomes the Gold Ranger.
Yeah,
But was that in Zeo?
I think it is a Power Ranger Zeo thing.
That was in Zeo. Does he not have his Zeo crystal? Did he give the
Because
gold?
neither of them have morphers, and it's like, well, wouldn't you have a morpher? Wouldn't at
I
all?
guess maybe Kimberly. And you know what's
Are
funny?
they retired Power
You know what's
Rangers?
funny? The whole time we're talking, I know there's people in the comments just yelling at us for not being up to
Answering
date
it.
on the Power Ranger lore.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know? Why are you even talking about Power Rangers if you don't know? And it's like, guys, I don't have time to watch all of Power Rangers.
Look, you got to start from the beginning and work your way out to learning the lore.
Yeah, I will get
just-
to it eventually. Not really. No, I'm never gonna watch Zeo.
Come on, show me Tuesdays. You can just watch all
God
of the
damn
Power
it.
Rangers.
I will watch the Sentai versions of the seasons I did watch, but I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch everything.
Yeah, they don't hold up. They
So
don't hold
yeah,
up.
I'm assuming Kimberly passed on the gold Zeo thing, and assuming that Jason was, or her pink one, assuming Jason was the gold Zeo Ranger, he
Right.
didn't
That's
pass.
a lot of assuming.
There's not
Hold on.
another.
You know what happens when you assume, right?
Makes an ass out of you and me.
I'm shocked you knew that. I'm shocked you.
Yeah,
I thought you were
actually.
gonna sit there and like really think
Trying
about
to think
it.
about what it means. Yeah. What does it mean when you assume things?
Yeah, and this is where Bulk and Skull now have funny accents for no reason. The bad guys have jet skis.
That was great. Because they're like 30 feet from the shore.
And it's clearly like they just took jet skis and dressed them up with some. Yeah, they are 30 feet from the shore.
They just drive those jet skis right on the shore, just like no regard to damaging the bottom of the jet skis at all.
Yeah. And they're gonna do like a prisoner exchange because in this universe we do negotiate with terrorists. Yeah. And Larry
Zordon's a big fan of negotiating with terrorists,
and child soldiers.
Yeah.
Oh god, he hits a new low with child soldiers in this one. So Larigo is gonna give himself up to save his family. Like he's totally fine with that. And they're like, we'll give you Jason and Kimberly back. So they like grab Larigo and they argue, and he does his arrivederci and
Yeah.
drives away. But I thought it was kind of mean as they're driving away. They just throw the scubas, like
Just drop him in the
Jason
water.
and Kimberly. They throw him into the water, and it turns out it's just dummies. So this scene, Divatox is like insulting Larigo and his wife.
Yeah.
What's the wife's name? Girly Go.
I was not paying attention to his wife or baby's name.
Yeah, but she's being interrupted by a fly. What did you think about the CGI animated fly?
Oh, it was the best. It was so slow, you can swat it, but I don't know why she never swatted at it. Until she takes her tongue and then scoops it up and eats it. And I'm like, oh, so she's a scaly now. That's
Yeah,
great.
she's a scaly. Which I don't like that amphibians are included as scalies, because I don't think they have scales.
I think they need a new category. Froggies. We
Froggies
can
would
coin
be
it
good.
here.
Froggies. I mean, the problem with that is not every amphibian is a frog, but I would pick that over scalies.
Yeah.
Phibians.
Phibbies.
Phibbies would be
Phibbies.
good.
Phibbies.
Phibbies would be good. Who are we to tell the furries what to do?
Yeah, let us know what you think about it.
You know what, furries? We're sorry. It's your world.
Being presumptuous.
You call it whatever you want. And then you pay Mint to draw it, whatever you want.
Do that.
You'll draw a frog scaly?
Yes. I'll draw any furry art. Because it's fun.
Here's a picture of here's a traditional drawing of a skull. You said that like a fucking college professor in that video, which is available on their Patreon. Mint went through her entire not safe for work catalog. Some pictures of me in there.
Yeah.
Just a little tasteful pictures. It's nothing too lewd.
Yeah, right. The one you did of me, I'm like, I didn't even ask for that. You just
Yeah,
did
this
that.
pegging is a little
Yeah,
weird.
you're like, you want like a scene? I was like, no. I mean, go ahead if you want, but no. Anyway, in order to get to the Nemesis Triangle, the Power Rangers are gonna need turbo cars.
Right. To go across the ocean, Zordon's like, well, here's some cars.
Yes.
Go find a boat. You drive to a boat.
Yes. So you need to
Why
take.
didn't he just give them boats?
He's like, here's your turbo cars.
Yeah.
They are also Zords. And no one goes, what about our previous Zords? He's just like, shut up.
Right.
Here are your new morphers and cars. So did he always have these, or did he make these?
Alpha and Zordon made them real quick. So they had new powers.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, you guys are gonna go. You're gonna put your keys onto a rickety ship,
Yep.
and that's gonna help you get into the Nemesis Triangle with your cars. The plot of this, so we were joking in the commentary, like, imagine, like, there's a lot that happens in this movie. This movie has a lot going on in it. And, like, could you imagine, like, going back to, like, Homer when he was writing the Odyssey? Not the fucking cartoon character, like the Greek guy. And he's, like, writing the Odyssey about Cyclopses and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'll one you up. A lady space pirate and her robots come to Earth to chase a little wizard.
In a fish submarine.
In a fish submarine, and they have to fight car-themed superheroes who are on a ghost pirate ship, and then there's a lava mine. Like, Homer would be like, that's way better than what I'm writing.
Yeah. They end off in a Temple of Doom scenario with the volcano.
And he's like, what's the Temple of Doom? You're like, all right, well, there's this movie called Indiana Jones. He's like, that sounds even better.
Man, I don't remember them boarding the cars at all onto the ship. Like,
Yeah, they
Like,
really...
they all get out of the cars.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
maybe
they do the
cars park
cool
themselves.
ride through the desert with their new theme song, which isn't good.
No.
I don't like the Power Rangers Go! Turbo!
It's one of the weaker ones, Shucky.
Yeah, Shucky Levy. Not a good song. You have another one coming up that's great though. But they're like Zordon, what about Rocky, who's now been demoted to the Blue Ranger? No Black Ranger anymore.
Nope. Adam's green now.
Is now green.
Because Tommy's red.
Tommy is red. Was he a red Zeo Ranger? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, so they're like, the Blue Ranger will join you soon. They're like, okay. So they're driving their cars. And then we see the Blue Ranger back at the base, but we don't see his head. And he's like, you are now the new Blue Ranger.
Right.
You will morph. Go get in your car, Mountain Blaster. Oh, they all have names. And join the other Power Rangers. And it's like, oh, is this going to be like a secret? Later in the movie, the Blue Ranger will rescue them? No, because like in the next scene, the Blue Ranger
He
shows
just drives up.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the cockpits for the cars are like bigger than the actual cars.
Yeah, it just looks like they're inside of the Megazord already.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Blue Ranger shows up and then we see their legs and they're like, is that Rocky? And I'm like, no, this guy is like 5'1",
Really small.
4'12", maybe.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Not a Power Rangers statue.
Not a Power Ranger statue. You gotta be over like 5'3", 5'4" if you want to be a Power
at
Ranger.
least.
But yeah, it's the little kid, Justin.
So
Why?
Zordon was watching Justin hide under the bed in Rocky's like hospital room.
I feel like we're missing a scene where Rocky tells him everything and then goes like,
He's like,
go
you
to
should
Zordon.
do this. Yeah, that would be nice.
Because it's like, how did the kid meet Zordon? Why did Zordon recruit?
I think Zordon kidnapped this child from the hospital
Well, he
room.
kidnapped all the other ones in the previous, like in the first episode of the show. He kidnaps those Power Rangers. But then like, so he gets him there and then he just makes him a Power Ranger, but then he's keeping it secret.
Right.
But then he just revealed in the next scene that he's Power Ranger.
Amazing.
Incredible job.
Yeah. So they,
Just like in Star Wars when Chewbacca's killed and then immediately the next scene just shows him walking down the hall and he's like, well, why'd you do that?
you said that and I was I'm like, in Star Wars, I'm like, oh, that was episode 9. I cannot remember a lot about episode 9.
That's pretty much all I remember because I remember everybody being mad that in the trailer it looks like Rey kills Chewbacca.
No.
And then in the movie, it's the next scene. He's fine.
God, what an awful series. I had more fun watching Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Same.
Yeah.
Than I did Rise of
Larigo is all of the Jedi.
Somehow Divatox survived. Somehow Malagor survived.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers board the pirate ship
Okay.
and they put their keys in. Also, when they got to like the dock for the pirate ship, there's just a skeleton, a fully dressed skeleton. It's like, oh, that poor guy. He died standing up, and he's been standing up for how many years? It's like no one ever gave him a proper burial.
Yeah.
That poor son of a bitch. So the pirate ship shows up. They put their keys in it. Somehow the cars get on the boat. We don't know how.
Yeah.
It's a ferry, you know.
Yeah.
That's the biggest boat you'd ever see, and it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
And then Ghost pilot
Yeah.
the pirate ship.
The ship starts working, and it's just like, oh,
You
the
see what I
sails are
mean?
moving.
Like when you're watching it, like when you describe the plot back to yourself, so you're like, all right, so now the car-themed superheroes are on the pirate ship piloted by Ghost. You're like, wow, I
Ghost
never thought I'd
galleon.
say that sentence.
Yeah.
Then we get the best song, though. There's hope for the world.
As long as I exist. It's a little narcissistic, though.
It is very narcissistic, isn't it? So they can't track the pirate ship
Right.
or the turbo cars or whatever. And she's like, I can't find them. So she releases monsters, which are tiny little egg sacs that float. And then they attach themselves to the ship.
Yeah.
And there are multiple ones. Mint, you were confused. You thought the egg sac was moving, but there are multiple egg sacs.
Oh yeah, there was 4, I remember.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was like shot in the same from the same angle, which is why I was like, wait, why is
There's
it
like
move?
inconsistently placed
Yeah,
props.
exactly.
That one's on the wrong side of the room now.
Yeah. So the kid we get some character development on the kid. Not how he met Zordon, like just
Why he was in Rocky's hospital
why
room.
he's agreed to become a child soldier in a war that he doesn't understand or wasn't ready for. Like,
Right. I'm really mad that he's not the kid from the first movie, because that would have made sense.
I told you, the first movie's not canon.
I know, but they could have just brought the kid back and we would have known in our heads he was then.
By the way, it's not even a surprise. They put him in the box.
Yeah, he's just a little kid there.
Just cover it up. You're like, oh, these look like cool characters. Like, nah, one of them's a fucking kid.
One of them's a
The
child.
reason I think they did this, I was telling you, if I remember right, the White Ranger in Die Ranger is a little kid that becomes big.
Okay.
So I think they might have seen that. They didn't want to do it for White Ranger because they wanted Tommy to be the White Ranger.
Right.
Like, we want to do the little kid grows big
Cool
thing.
idea. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which opens a whole bag of questions, though. Does that mean that all of the Rangers are being replaced with the Power Ranger body shape when they morph? If it's not just a
Yeah.
suit over all of them, are
Yeah,
they
you think it's
all,
a suit, but then it can just
like
morph your body.
reconstructing?
That's crazy.
I guess we'll never know.
I mean,
None of us can morph.
They do get like atomized and teleport into beams of light. I guess they could just grow big.
Yeah.
Can they live forever?
What if they stay morphed? Would they age?
Why is it Rocky morphing? Wait,
is there like a time limit to how long you can stay morphed for?
Yeah,
like,
when the toys stop selling.
Yeah, then they gotta change.
Yeah,
And then you gotta morph.
Yeah.
You gotta morph to something else.
Morphers have a very short life. Like iPhones.
Yeah, but if the morphing can turn a kid into an adult, I think it could fix Rocky's back or whatever the fuck happened.
I love how Zordon's like, don't even try. Stay in the hospital bed. We're giving it to a child. Like, they could have tried it.
He's
and it
such
failed.
a monster.
Yeah, he doesn't care about these kids at
He's
all.
like, Rocky's getting too old. But,
like they're the same age.
Yeah, Tommy's too popular, so I can't get rid of him yet. I'm gonna get that fucker Tommy one day. I got rid of Billy. It took me a while, but now I'm gonna get rid of Rocky. He's like, Adam, I'm looking at you. You're next. You're going with Aisha, wherever the hell she went.
Yeah, they just replaced Aisha with Tanya.
Yeah. So the little eggs. Oh, the character development.
Yeah.
The kid is like, I'm really sad because my mom died, and then my dad sold the martial arts studio because he's sad. And he's like, I hope I'll have a family again one day. And it's like, man, I do not give a shit about this kid or anything. And while this is happening, the monsters transform, and they look like upright stegosauruses.
It's cool design, for
It's
sure.
pretty cool. I saw in the credits that the Chiodo brothers were involved. And they did like Killer Clowns from Outer Space and a lot of like stop motion effects and whatnot. So they were they knew how to do rubber monsters, like fun rubber monsters. So
yeah, these look really good.
They look really good.
They kind of stand out from the rest of the movie. Like, you know, somebody else was in charge of Larigo.
Or yeah.
Like,
yeah. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did Larigo and someone else did the Stegosaurus. Or maybe they did all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the monsters are pretty cool. We get a fight scene, but it's not in their outfits. We've only seen them in their outfits once, and they were standing in a room.
Yep.
Not the best introduction. Yeah, so they're fighting, and I like Tommy just scares the one, and then it goes to kill itself. And
It's trying to climb over.
He assists it in suicide.
The Power Rangers literally euthanize this dude.
Yeah, the Power Rangers assist the suicide.
Because that's what Power Rangers do.
That's the power of the Rangers. Rangers, this monster is very sad. Go assist it in suicide. Wait, no. Fucking Tommy drives the monster to suicide.
Yeah.
And then the monster is struggling and he assisted in this. This is a very dark movie.
Just put it out of its misery.
Guys, this might be the best movie ever made. There's so many deep themes and a lot to unpack here in Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
You would wonder why it's a kid's movie.
I
There's
know.
so many adult themes.
If there wasn't a literal child in it, you wouldn't even know it's for kids.
Yeah, well, there's a very dark thing coming up here. What's her face? Tanya fights a monster and sure ain't the Love Boat.
This show ain't the Love Boat.
What's the Love Boat?
Yeah, that's not a good one-liner.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of good quips in this movie.
Yeah, I don't know how many kids were really tuned into the Love Boat.
Fans of the Love Boat.
Yeah. Jason and Kimberly are trying to escape, but they have to wait until they're through the triangle. But the Power Rangers are following them. Fucking Divatox is trying to get Larigo to open up the portal.
Right.
But he won't. So she like straight up threatens to murder his baby.
Grab the baby. Like, whoa.
Yeah. And it's like, holy shit, this is dark.
What a sensational villainess.
She's a sensational villainess. You know, you could say this whole movie is a high-spirited fantasy adventure. And I'm sure Daniel Hunter from The Hollywood Reporter would agree with me.
And it's great for the entire family.
So the wizard is going to use the wand to help them through the portal. They find out the ship is sinking. Because Kimberly and Jason, it's like, well, just fly.
It's a spaceship, you guys.
You can fly.
It's like going underwater was not a requirement to even get to the island.
Yeah, I don't even know why they
the
are
Power Rangers
underwater.
on a regular boat. So they don't need the submarine.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Why not just fly above the water 5 or 10 feet into the...
Yeah. But the Power Rangers, they have to use their keys to get into the Devil's Triangle. I keep saying that. The Nemesis Triangle. But, like, the one kid's stupid and drops his key. But he figures it out, and then we get this cool, when they go through the portal, this, like, water wall. What did you think of the CGI animated water wall?
Oh, yeah, it was the best CGI animation I've ever seen. It really competes with Marvel and DC.
Ooh. So, like, when you watched Aquaman, you were like, this digital water? Shit. But when you watch Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, you're like, this is top-notch.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I want whoever did the special effects on this one to do all of my movies from now on.
You make a lot of movies, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Music movies.
Hollywood, can you hire Mint to make a movie? Just any
Please.
movie. You know, give her
She's like a Zoomer Tom Green.
Give
You
her
can
the
work with
keys
that.
to like a multi-million-dollar franchise. Give her like a, I don't know, what's been away for a while that could come back.
Mint Salad and Demolition Woman. And it's an accident. She's walking around like breaking stuff. She's not a good cop. There's no Simon.
Oh man. Oh, let's see here. Hold on. Have Mint Salad do the Inspector Gadget reboot.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Inspector Gadget, because it'll be a lady.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
That's clever. They should hire you to help write it, Tony.
Yeah. Jason and Kimberly save Bulk and Skull. But like their plan is kind of flawed. I'm like, how deep are they? Are they gonna get the bends? They might be getting the bends. They're not pressurized or anything.
Just in case this complaint came up, they have a line where he's like, be sure to exhale slowly as you go up. Just in case you try this at home, kids. Exhale slowly as you rise very rapidly.
I don't think that saves you from the bends, though.
Not to mention, like, when they're talking, like, right, like in the air bubble between the ceiling and where the water is.
No.
It's like this much space. They go underwater, they save the Bulk and Skull, and they go back up, and it's still the same amount of, like, water, and it's like, wait, I
Yeah,
thought
there
it
wasn't a
was
lot of water
spilling.
coming in there. Kimberly, her shirt gets stuck. And unfortunately does not come off.
Yeah.
I was real let down by that.
Very let down.
We were all kind of let down. The movie became unsalvageable at that point.
Me less so let down because I wasn't paying too much attention to that part.
Because you respect women.
I do.
Yeah. We like our women fully clothed.
Modesty is sexy, girls.
It is. It is. So they all get out except for Jason. He gets left behind. And also Divatox had a drain that she could just drain all the water.
But she was freaking out about, oh my god,
We're
sinking. It's like, just drain all the water. Why couldn't you do this in the first place?
Yeah.
Why did you have to
Yeah.
do this?
And she notices he's down there. She's like, oh, well, Malagor will just have to settle for one guy. Typical.
No,
Typical. I'm
great.
really trying to impress him. I kind of screwed up. But if it was reversed, if Malagor only showed up with one guy for her, she'd be like, what? This is all I am to you? Just one sacrifice kind of girl?
You can't have my powers.
The kid does some pirate lingo.
There she blows! Land ahoy! Shiver me timbers!
He goes, there she blows, not far she blows.
There she blows.
There she blows, shiver me timbers. And it's like, why are you saying this?
He's like, I always wanted to say that. It's like, shut up.
Words mean things.
Was this supposed to be like a pirate themed Power Rangers? Like it's like it should have been more pirate themed. I feel like I don't know how race
You
cars.
expect it to be very driving themed.
Yeah, and it's really not. They're on
not.
we're in the water for a lot of this. Divatox, is she Rita's sister or just friend?
They're probably cousins or something, right?
No, wait, hold on, because you thought Zed was Rita's dad in the previous one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this family connections.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, Riley. I'm pretty sure they got married. Hold on.
There was nothing in this to indicate they were sisters. They just know each other. If they are sisters, that was bad writing.
I'm looking it up.
Cool.
Hillary Shepard played Divatox, by the way.
Oh, it's not that other woman.
No.
Whoever that was.
Is she related to Rita?
Does Zed have a daughter? These are the questions we need to know.
I'm trying to find it out.
Why is this not common knowledge? Why isn't it not just like on the internet? There's so
It
many
says
Power Ranger
Divatox
fans.
was implied to possibly be the biological twin sister of Demetra, a benevolent being who Zordon asked to mentor his rangers. Well, whatever. She calls Rita Repulsa.
Yep.
Who may or may not be her sister, we don't know. And she's like, hey, how do you deal with the Power Rangers? And I like Rita's like, fuck, you think I know? Like, what?
Run.
Yeah, just run.
Don't walk
And then
away,
we get a
run.
cameo from Zed, who's sleeping with the fucking mask
Yeah.
on. So some island natives kidnap Kimberly, Bulk, and Skull.
Yeah, there are native islanders
Yes.
on this interdimensional, like, ghost island.
Yes. Yes. And they're wacky.
Yeah,
They're just constantly.
they're dancing.
Yeah, they're like dancing and moving. The one guy gets lost.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be in a modern Power Rangers thing. Just gonna throw it out there. I don't think
Probably
it'd make
not.
it into a modern Power Rangers thing. Adam goes to the shore to scope things out,
He's
I
the
guess.
scout now.
I guess.
He takes one of those power packs, which he can't use 'cause
Yeah.
he's alone. He can't push the button.
Yeah, he can't push the button.
So I don't know where
But he notices torpedoes coming toward the pirate ship.
Right,
and-
because that's going to destroy a ghost pirate ship.
It
that's
does. And actually,
very
the
ancient.
explosion's pretty decent.
Yes.
The
I like
explosions.
the fire animation for sure.
Huh?
The fire animation,
Yeah.
after the explosion, it's like, okay, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then we get to see cars, all the turbo cars moving slowly through the water.
Yeah, they're just driving out of
It's supposed to look
wreckage of the
impressive, but
boats.
it's like, because they clearly just built like a shell and just put it over something else, and they're just floating
some
the
cars,
shells
some
and
jet
the
skis. Like,
Yeah.
It might have been the same jet skis from earlier, with just like the car shells on them.
the miniature for the volcano looks really good. Some
Yeah.
decent miniature work in this.
Yeah.
Some decent miniature work. Not so much in the later scene, but this scene it's fine. I love when they're going into the temple. We called it. We saw Rygog. And all of us were like, he's not making it through that door. And they cut
cut
as
away.
soon as he gets to the door because they knew. They're like, he can't fit through the door.
Brilliant.
He can't fit through the door.
The door, actually, it's magical door. It just kind of molds around him whenever
Like
he
the
goes through.
fireplace in the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen?
Yeah. Just like that one.
Okay. But then we get to every kid's favorite part of these.
Yes.
The morphing scene. It looks awful.
It's the best thing ever. It's basically...
Oh, bullshit. You did not say that in the thing. It's pretty terrible.
It was pretty
Oh,
bad.
it's awful. So it's basically, it's like them spinning or whatever, and then it's a still shot of like just them as like a character, and then you got the whatever CGI is like building onto them, and it just looks awful. And it's like you can still see like the green around them, like
Yeah.
the green halo, and it's like, oh great.
I think we could do a better morphing scene. Riley, it's morphin' time.
I'm on it. I'm the Red Podcast Ranger.
I think that looked a lot better. What do you think?
That was great. I can't believe it.
Glad to help, guys.
Yes, so the morphing scene is terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. I do like how Tommy was the only one who had like a digital like head that the thing went around. The other ones, it was just still pictures. with
Oh yeah,
digital.
you can tell the Red Ranger is the most important one because
Yeah.
it was more budget.
Yeah.
and more
We're
budget one
Zordon's
towards it.
favorite.
Yes, now that you're a Power Ranger, you have to talk with your hands. So, I like how both girls have skirts this time. Because obviously the Yellow Ranger and the Japanese one was a boy, literally named Boy. So it was kind of weird that the Pink Ranger would have a skirt, but then Trini wouldn't have a skirt. So they're like, all right, we got to fix that this time. So they both have skirts.
I like how they went fast. Like
Yes,
Sonic.
so they go turbo. By the way, their fucking helmets. Because the Power Rangers, they usually have to have some kind of theme, like dinosaur and stuff on the visor. So they just have headlights. Not even like regular headlights. It's like the lights you put on top of a Jeep.
They're like
yeah.
fast cars.
They're like fast cars. So instead of taking their turbo cars, they just run. And they're running fast.
And they're doing flips over trees just like Sonic would.
Yes.
Parkour.
And you like Sonic, right?
Not really. I was never really a big fan of Sonic growing up.
Thank God.
That's the biggest.
That's the difference between her and a Christian.
Well, yeah, you know what, Riley? That's the only difference.
The only difference
between
is her and Christian.
Other than that, same person as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, they're running fast.
Super speed.
Yes. Turbo, if you will. They're going turbo. Divatox is in the cave, and I love her like whole ad-libbing thing. It's just like, oh yeah, you know, the steam and skulls might have to go, but I like it. She goes to wake up Malagor by sacrificing Kimberly and Jason.
Yeah.
While the natives dance around them.
As you do.
As you do. And yeah, so they're hanging over the pit in a horrible blue screen.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see the halo on this one.
Yes, and in a few more minutes, when Tommy's over it, it's just you just see the blue everywhere. But yeah, so they're fighting.
Also, the lava looks splendid. It looks just like lava would.
Yes, it looks just like lava. But the Power Rangers show up, and they're fighting.
Finally.
Red Podcast Ranger, what did you think of the Power Ranger fighting in this?
I thought it was awesome. I like the way that their suits morphed fully.
I'm sorry, it's so disturbing seeing your mouth on the fake mouth of the mask.
Yeah, I didn't want the hole to be this big. It was an accident.
We have a plastic red mask somewhere.
Why didn't you offer me that?
I forgot we had it.
You don't even have morphers, and you don't offer me masks. I have no gloves. What kind of a ranger am I? Zordon would not approve.
Yeah. So they're all fighting. Mint, what did you think of the fighting in this?
I mean, it was good. It was definitely like there was a lot of like points where you could just, they were open and like, oh, I can kick you here and like defeat you here. But I didn't do that because plot.
Yes. Were you a fan of the kicking in this one?
Very big fan of the kickiness.
We know you love the kickiness.
It's my favorite.
She said it. She said the thing.
She said the thing. She said it. She said it. Yeah, so the Kimberly and Jason, they fall into the lava. The Power Rangers have failed. This is a dark day.
Yeah,
Zordon will not look on this day kindly in the future of his failure.
The shot of them in the lava, it looked like they were like hanging above the lava, but then like fire came about.
That fire looked like it was really close to the actors. I kind of felt bad for them.
I was like, oh well, they're burned to a crisp.
Yeah. But they come back out.
And they're evil.
Yes, Malagor made them bad guys.
Because Malagor powers.
Exactly. I thought Malagor was supposed to eat them, not make them bad guys.
Yeah.
Why did he need two hosts?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
It is very weird. And it doesn't really make a difference for him. Like, I don't understand.
You need the biggest and the most vital two strongest humans, and you get these two, and then they fight for you. I thought you wanted to eat them. Like you want as much strong as possible just so you have like a protein snack.
Exactly.
I eat as much strong as possible, too.
You put a lot of thought into this one. And yes, you look very strong, Riley, the Red Podcast Ranger.
Take that, Rosie.
So yeah, they're fighting, and Kimberly's got a deep voice, and she has no friends. I do like when she's fighting the Pink Ranger, she goes, "Pink is out," after she kicks her. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Pink is out.
That was the one good one-liner in the movie.
It was better than the Love Boat line.
Yes.
Jason is very insecure. He's like, oh, I can be muscly and have friends.
I have the power now. I have the muscles. And he's like hitting Tommy.
It's like, I think you both had equal amount of muscles. I don't know whether, not anymore.
He looks pretty jacked. And I'm like, why are you complaining about your muscles, bro?
Yeah.
The Green Ranger got a cool shoulder pad.
Yeah. And then the Green Ranger, I'm sorry, Tommy. Yeah, this is the Halo part. It's just like, why even bother with the blue screen? It would have been more convincing if they just printed out a picture of lava.
Just like move the parts individually, like with their hands, just kind of animated.
Yeah. But the wizards restore their brains. That's just something wizards can do.
You know, it's just a power set that they have. It was established early on.
Yes, and
it's a little bit too complicated for you.
They can heal everyone except for Rocky.
Yes. So, for some reason, this makes Malagor come back to life. He's CGI at first, and it looks pretty bad.
It looks like polygons.
Wait. I remember what happened.
Okay.
Divatox sacrifices Elgar to him. But he doesn't make Elgar a evil being. He just eats him. And he comes back out of the lava. And he actually looks pretty awesome.
It is a really cool design, but she looks disappointed, like, I don't want to marry you anymore.
She's like second guessing. She's like, that kind of scares me. Well, he does like try to hurt her at one point.
Also, like electrocutes her or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, why did you not know what he looked like before you tried to marry him? Like,
I thought they knew each other. And the wizard imprisoned him, or maybe she forgot.
She seems to think he's gone through major changes.
He seems like he has, much like you have gone through a change in this episode.
Yes. I change all the time for the good of the universe.
Exactly.
Unlike the characters in this movie, who don't change all the time. I probably spend more time in this suit than they do in theirs.
So yeah, they're fighting and punching and whatnot. Malagor goes outside because he inevitably has to become a giant.
yes.
How did he become a giant again?
I don't remember.
Did he just grow?
Probably.
Because no one made him grow.
You know, he just has demon powers, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So, he grows for whatever reason, and then the Power Rangers morph into a big, kind of like a Transformer kind of looking thing.
Well, first the cars. It cuts to miniatures,
Yes.
which is clearly from the show that they probably used over the show. But the miniature cars are way more detailed than the actual cars.
Yeah.
They have all like little things and stuff on them.
Yeah.
So then they all combine, as they usually do.
Yeah.
And then it stands up, but then lightning flashes, and it's a Megazord, but it doesn't look anything like the previous miniature.
They're not like it's not detailed at all, and
No.
Yeah, nothing.
And I will say, one thing that this kind of has up on the first one we notice in this scene, this feels more Power Ranger-ish than the previous film, which was trying to be something bigger and whatnot. And this one kind of embraces like the practical suits and the cheesy monsters and whatnot. They're trying not to be the next big thing. Like it's the same outfits that you will see in the TV show. Not like Mighty Morphin the movie where it's just like they have those weird armored outfits that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
But they fight and punch.
And kill him really easily. It's like he's like they like barely fight and then like, oh, adios and punch.
Yeah. It's not Arrivederci. It's not even a long fight. I do like that his shield is a tire.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, he's like a sword and like a shield, just for toy purposes.
He just like runs and stabs, and I'm like, okay, I thought there was gonna be like a longer fight scene here.
Very anticlimactic.
Very anticlimactic. But yeah, so fucking Malagor gets stabbed, and then he falls into the water, and he's dead, and Divatox is upset. But she escapes, I guess.
Where does she go?
I don't know. The fucking Megazord should have just shot her. She was like right there. She wasn't really hiding. Like as soon as they killed Malagor, they're like, oh, there's Divatox. And just like stabbed her, stepped on her. They have so many opportunities
She
to kill
didn't
her.
want to have the same fate as Rita, so she just went away. Adios.
Yeah.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. And then the Megazord picks up all the humans and whatchamacallit, the Quildor.
Just picks it up.
And we joke that it closes his fist. I'm like, what if just blood shot out? Like it just killed them.
I'll tell you, because I'm a Power Ranger, that what we have are secret passageways from different vehicles into the head of the Zord.
Oh!
And they came up into the Megazord through the arm passageway.
Right. Well, we do know they made it into the Megazord.
Yeah.
I think because of the end credits where they just show outtakes and stuff. Not outtakes, just stuff they cut out of the movie.
Emotionally resonant moments with characters.
Yes! The karate tournament is taking place.
And there's 6 people fighting in the same ring
Yes, in the wrestling ring. Which
in a hockey stadium.
in a hockey stadium. I'm okay with the wrestling ring being in a hockey stadium, but I've seen karate tournaments or martial arts tournaments, and they're not always in a ring.
It's
like,
always one-on-one, and there's usually like, I did some taekwondo, went to some tournaments, and there's like usually, like it's on padding, right?
Yeah.
And there's like markings on the padding, like square.
yeah, like
and
when
then
I
another square,
wrestled
another
and
square.
shit, we had that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like none of this is in the movie. It's just people fighting each other. It's like how are you going to score who wins what with 6 people fighting?
Yeah. And Jason David Frank is a real life martial artist guy. Wouldn't he be like, this isn't right at all? But Jason, not Jason David Frank, the actor, the character Jason filled in for Rocky, who was there and still recovering.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
the
they
fuck
never
is-
explained where he went.
Yeah, I guess this is like a few weeks later or something.
They saved the wizard's baby, and they weren't like, hey, my friend is in the hospital. Please save us.
Yeah, because at one point
Please
the
help us.
trainer like hugs him or something. And he's like, "Ow!" Like he's still recovering. I'm like, Zordon still hasn't helped you.
He's not even a Power Ranger anymore. He's been punished for getting injured. They've made Justin a Power Ranger. I bet Rocky doesn't even get his morpher back.
Wait, is the kid in the show?
No.
He's not in the show?
No, TJ is the blue Power Ranger.
Who's TJ?
He's a big buff black guy. He's the blue
In Turbo?
Power Ranger. Yeah.
So this kid just shows up for this movie.
TJ's the second Blue Ranger. Yeah.
They didn't even bring Rocky back. Well, that's kind of mean. Both of them got
awful.
demoted?
Zordon doesn't respect loyalty.
But they win, and they save the shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go save the shelter! Hooray!
Yes, and we were all invested in the shelter. I forgot what they were fighting for.
The shelter that was mentioned definitely numerous times throughout the movie, and we had such an emotional connection to.
I don't think we ever saw the shelter.
No.
I was incredibly invested in that A-line story.
Yes. Yeah, so they win, everyone's happy, and then during the credits, they start showing scenes that they cut out. There's one with, like, the boy, like, I guess fucking Larigo and his wife are gonna go away.
Yeah.
But then the boy, like, holds the baby. I'm like, they didn't have any scenes together.
They're like saying goodbye.
They're like
Could've,
saying
like-
goodbye to the baby. It's
Yeah.
like, why? What did he have to do with the baby?
Also, like during that, like just with the scene with the baby, it's like, oh, the baby's actually alive, not dead at all. I'm glad they put this in the movie to show that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
favorite.
That was the only time the baby was emotive.
And then they showed, like, Bulk and Skull, I guess, inside the Megazord being all wacky and them laughing at them, and the movie ends. Oh, it ends with, like, just Tommy going, it's turbo time or whatever.
Shift to the turbo.
Fucking flying away in the car.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's more of a pilot episode than it is a movie. But I think I mean, it's stupid. I don't really care for it.
I like stupid movies sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because I was real into the first movie as a kid, but as I'm older, like rewatching it, I'm like, this movie's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like, this movie's also fucking dumb. But I'm like, I feel like I could tolerate this more because I know what they're trying to do. Like, they're not trying to be above what they are. Like, they understand what they are.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit bigger budget than what the show would be. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say it was a high-spirited fantasy adventure.
It was very captivating.
Yes.
It captivated my attention the entire time.
Yes, and watch it for Divatox alone.
Oh
She's
yeah.
great. Divatox is fucking great in this.
Oh yeah, she's my favorite character. So by far in this movie, for sure.
Yes, and out of all the Power Rangers, is she your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of all the villains.
She's my favorite villain. She's my favorite Power Ranger.
How many villains can you name in Power Rangers?
Oh, in Power Rangers? Oh, none.
Not even Divatox.
Not even Ivan Ooze. He's the thumbnail for the episode.
Do you
we
know
did.
what Lord Zed is? My mortal enemy, Lord Zed.
Lord Zed is in the movie.
Yeah.
How many can you name now?
You know, these names are mighty weird. I wouldn't be able to remember them.
So I think it's fun. Like, I mean, obviously, don't watch it if you have no intention of watching the show. But if you do, like, yeah, give it a watch. I didn't hate it.
I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I'd put it average just because cheesy movies are fun to make fun of.
Yes. What do you think, Riley, the Red Podcasting Ranger?
I think that it was a 10 out of 10 film, like all of the productions that we make for Zordon.
Okay. And yeah, so where can we find you guys?
The command center is where you can find me. I'm always there, Monday through Friday. We aren't Power Rangers on the weekend. It's a labor union issue.
I'm sorry. Riley, I need you to unmorph. It's so you can plug your stuff.
Fine. It's not working, but
I got it.
This will be fine.
Yeah. It's
I'm
weird
back,
you had to
guys.
hit a button to take your mask off, but okay. Yeah, so Riley,
the helmet off.
Riley, where can we find you?
ASCpresents.com, youtube.com/ASCpresents, and patreon.com/ASCpresents. Mint and I are doing ASC Daily, which is a daily vlog about what we're doing. It's really meta. You can see us make stuff with other people before you see the stuff that other people make for you to see.
You shot some of it while you were out here.
Yeah.
So you can go and watch that. It's probably already up, or yeah.
Yeah.
And Mint,
I'm It's Been Salad on Twitter and Instagram.
now, Mint, I want to let you know about Twitter. I saw some other peculiar person with similar art style, but very not safe for children, called Titsmint Salad.
Yeah.
Is that you, or is that some kind of imposter?
It is me drawing titties.
Not safe for work content.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with as a humble Christian man. But
I
if,
could go half and half right now.
yeah, but if you're into animals that look like people with boobs,
I'm the place to go.
Mint recently did episode 2 of the It's the Mint Salad show, where she went through her entire art history from 2015 to now.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that every year with special guest hosts. The first episode special guest host was Tony, who introduced the episode. That's like a 2-hour video of her attempting to talk about her
it's
art.
it's also where you see our unused. I was going to do a whole thing for Adam's family
Right.
funeral.
Yeah.
And I
Mint did storyboards, Bird and I did voices.
never got around to.
We did all the work.
Yeah, I never got around to shooting or editing it,
Pretty
and I
funny.
kind of sat on it, and I was like, Mint, just show it off in your thing. Here you go. You have my permission.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to see more of those storyboards, we showed a couple in the episode I did, but yeah, go and check that out.
Yeah, the full thing's in there, and then the Patreon version of that, the bonus episode, is her going through all of her NSFW art with the same level of couth.
Couth, that's a new word.
Couth? I don't think that's a word.
Yeah, like uncouth. Couth.
Anyway, thank you for watching or listening. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Listen to our podcast feed. If you are listening to the podcast feed, you're about to hear the voicemail segment, if we remembered to do it. If you're on Patreon, you can see the video for the voicemail segment. Also, if you're on Patreon, our commentary track for Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
You wouldn't want to get that wrong.
No. So you can listen to that and you can experience what it's like for us to watch the movie for basically the first time. I mean, the first time in a long time. Anyway.
First time any of us paid attention to it.
It is the most we've ever were invested in this film.
I hope we do more Power Ranger commentaries.
Yes, well, I mean, there's only one more movie.
There's some more straight to DVD movies.
Are there?
Yeah, there's more movies. There's like
Are they just
special-
compilations?
Well, there's
of
like events. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Maybe I'll have to come up with some vehicle on my channel to drag you through the rest of Power Rangers. I'm sure everybody would want to see that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get out of here. It's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
Let's run really fast. Jessica, speed this up in editing. We're running really fast.
Oh God.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.